Alright, today's lesson is on defense. We're going to cover how to defend against attacks from pips out rubbers. How do you handle spin, speed, and quick attacks? For amateurs aiming for an 1800 rating, a solid push, good defense, and the ability to attack high balls are pretty much all you need. First, let's talk about pips out rubbers. These three types have different characteristics. Balls from short pips are very fast. Balls from medium pips are a bit slower. Balls from long pips are heavy and sinking. In summary, short pips are the fastest, followed by medium pips, then long pips. The heaviest, sinking ball comes from long pips, then medium pips, then short pips. Now, look at the trajectory of a short pips hit, the arc is quite high. In contrast, a ball from inverted rubber has a lower trajectory. A ball from long pips comes back heavy and sinking, right? So, the long pips ball is the most difficult to lift. A ball from short pips is more jamming. Its second bounce kicks forward much more than a ball from inverted rubber. Therefore, against short pips, stand a little further back because the ball will jam you. Both short and medium pips produce a jamming effect. When defending a hit from inverted rubber, you can use your normal stance. That's the difference in hitting. Now let's talk about looping. Short and medium pips can loop. So what's the difference when they apply friction compared to inverted rubber? Compared to short pips, an inverted rubber loop has much more spin. Relatively speaking, a loop from inverted rubber will travel deeper on the table. All pips out rubbers, when friction is applied, will produce a shorter, more abrupt ball. So, to block a short pips attack, keep your racket angle vertical and go forward. Against a long pips attack, keep the racket vertical and move forward and upward. To recap, against short pips, vertical and forward. Against long pips, forward and upward. Against short and medium pips, use a vertical racket angle and block forward. A long pips ball is heavy, so the key is a vertical racket angle, moving upward. If you close your racket angle like you're blocking inverted rubber, you will always hit the net because the ball just dies. You have to adjust instantly. Why do long pips players win? Because one shot is heavy, the next has spin, and they switch rubbers quickly. They win with variation. So let me ask you, if I smash the ball with inverted rubber, how should my opponent defend against it? Should their racket be vertical or slightly closed? Because a pips ball is heavy, a vertical racket angle works perfectly. However, against an inverted rubber player, it's different. Most players don't just flat hit, they add some topspin, blending impact with friction. So, when blocking a drive from inverted rubber, you must close your racket angle and move forward. What about blocking a powerful loop? How do you handle that? Against a standard drive, you close the racket angle and move forward. Against a power loop, close your racket angle, stop your arm, and use your thumb to add a little push for control. That's it. Never use your forearm to generate power on this block. For penhold, it should also be the thumb, but I have less experience with penhold defense. For shakehand, it's the thumb on the backhand and the index finger on the forehand. But this technique is specifically for when your opponent power loops. If they don't, you can still use your thumb, but the return will be weak and easy to attack again. When they power loop you, using your fingers to block will produce a very high quality return. Don't be afraid of their power loop. When they attack, I can use their pace with a simple finger push. Just a small forward push with the thumb is the perfect amount of motion. If they hit and you back away, you'll lose the timing. Just hold your racket position, and as they hit, push forward with your thumb to meet the ball's timing perfectly. Remember, never block with your arm, block with your fingers. The rest is about finding the contact point. A little here, a little there, that's how you build an airtight defense. I believe penholders should also use the thumb. Defending with your fingers is the most stable method because you can effectively use your opponent's pace. If you try to use your arm for this block, you'll never time it right, and you'll feel like you used no power, yet the ball still goes long. Now try it on your forehand with your index finger, but again, only when your opponent loops hard. Defend with your fingers. Everyone must remember this principle. The main challenge now is finding the contact point when they are power looping. That part is up to you to solve through anticipation and rhythm. The harder they loop, the faster your return will be when you block with your fingers. A power loop doesn't actually have that much spin, so a small forward push with your fingers applies just the right amount of force to the racket. With your arm, you might feel you're not using much force, but the ball still flies off the table. Next, let's cover something I see often in clubs, a roll smash. It's a flat attacking stroke where you first impact the ball with a relatively vertical racket face, and then immediately roll the racket face over the ball to keep the trajectory low. It's known for being fast and sinking, pretty similar to a smash from short or medium pips. As I mentioned earlier, when defending against short pips, you should stand a bit further back. If you're too close, the deep ball will jam you. You must block forward. Try blocking from a closer position. You won't be able to, you'll hit the net because you can't find the timing. So against short and medium pips, we need to stand slightly further back than against inverted rubber and slow down the rhythm a bit. You'll see this kind of shot on the forehand side too. How do you defend it? Keep one arm's length from the table. Hold your racket up vertically, and don't drop it. If you drop it, you'll mistime the ball. Keep it up in a V shape. See, if your racket is down, you will miss the ball. That was your mistake before, you could never find the contact point. Keep the racket up. Because the ball dives at the table and then shoots up off the bounce, you must have your hand up and ready to get behind it. When they hit your forehand like this, don't take a big swing. Any extra movement will make your timing too slow. It's the same for shots to the middle, you shift your weight to create space. You can't move your feet, it's too slow. Your center of gravity needs to shift side to side, just like one of those inflatable tube men. Alright, next we'll cover blocking a high, spinny loop. Remember these three key things: be early. If you're slow, the ball is going to fly off the table. When that ball comes at you, press down on it hard, and do it quickly. First is being quick. Second is pressing. By pressing, I mean it should feel like you've completely smothered the ball right under your racket. Third is a short snap. You cannot just bump the ball. Watch, when you loop, if I just touch it, the ball will fly off the table every time. Just like a fast long push, you need that explosive snap. Defense is exactly the same. Use a short snap. To sum it up: quick, press, snap. Just keep these 3 points in mind. When the ball comes, execute: quick, press, snap. Not using compact force is a guaranteed mistake. Many people say you can just passively block a high loop. That only works if the loop isn't very spinny. Because all high spin balls are short, you see the short ball and instinctively try to reach and push. Don't do that, use a short snap. It is just the feeling of a quick tap. Don't push it. You just made the biggest mistake in blocking high loops, you waited and then pushed. When I say don't extend your arm, it doesn't mean you can't start with your arm in front. The mistake is waiting with your arm back. Start with it forward to press the ball. Use a short snap. Pushing forward after contact will not work. When blocking a high loop, hold your racket up and in front of you, at about 1/3 or halfway through your backhand drive motion. Start the block from there. From this position, your contact point will be perfect. Otherwise, you'll feel like you're reaching and then be forced to push it. Okay, now try the forehand. It's the same principle. Your forehand is better because you're starting with your racket in front, your backhand was starting from behind. Everyone, remember for high loops, be early, the earlier the better. Then press down. And your racket must be inside the table line. All high spin balls will land short. Use that short snap. That's basically all you need. Against medium pips, vertical racket, move forward. Against long pips, vertical racket, move forward and up. Against an inverted rubber drive, close your angle, move forward. Against a power loop, use your thumb for control. Against a high spin loop, quick, press, snap.